Madam Secretary, last month, Gina McCarthy, the White House National Climate Advisor, stated, quote, President Biden remains absolutely committed to not moving forward with additional drilling on public lands. So please give me a yes or no. Is the President committed, as Gina McCarthy states, to no additional drilling on public lands?
I believe the Department of Interior just released a plan which would allow for additional drilling on public lands.
Does the President agree with his climate advisor? That's what I'm asking. Does he confirm what the climate advisor has said, or does he contradict what the climate advisor has said?
The President has called for increased supply, and he has authorized and supported the Department of Interior for additional leasing for additional supply on federal lands. And he's called for the oil and gas industry to increase supply
perhaps the climate
on private and public lands.
Perhaps the climate advisor then shouldn't go and contradict the President after a statement that he makes. 1 week after President Biden was inaugurated, the retail price of a gallon of gasoline averaged $2.48. The week before Russia invaded Ukraine, the retail price of a gallon of gas was $3.62. It's a difference of $1.14. By the week of May 2nd, the retail price of gasoline rose another 67 cents. So we have started $2.48, Biden's increase at $1.14. You add Putin on top of that with the Russian invasion, another 67 cents. People in Wyoming are paying over $4 a gallon this past weekend. So the vast majority of the increase in the retail price of gasoline happened before Russia invaded Ukraine. It is a Biden price hike. We need more domestic production to lower the prices. 6 months ago today, you famously laughed when asked what the administration could do to increase domestic production prices, and prices have only increased since then after that point. What are you doing to increase domestic production and lower prices for American families?
We are calling upon more increased production. Let me be clear that the price increase in gasoline coming out of COVID was because the oil and gas industry had shut down production because of reduced demand during COVID. So yes, there was some increase because the supply was not keeping up with demand as the economy opened up. However, let us be very clear that it is the contraction from the loss of Russian oil on the market, which is rightful because the United States and other countries have refused to finance this war, but it has removed supply from the market, which is why the President has called for an increase in our domestic oil and gas production. The Energy Information Agency has said that we will see an increase of about 1 million barrels per day. However, Russian oil off the market has taken about 1.5 million to 2 million barrels off the market, and then the European Union action will also take an additional amount off the market. We are asking the oil and gas industry to increase supply. And to your point that you made in your opening statement, it is not government policy that is preventing the oil and gas industry from increasing supply. The Dallas Fed in March did a survey of the oil and gas executives, and they said 94% of them said that the slowdown was due to reasons other than government policy. And the biggest reason they gave is because Wall Street is preventing them from increasing capital investment in wells because they prefer fiscal discipline, which would mean that they want to see more shareholder buybacks. We want the oil and gas industry to increase production. Some are. We'd like to see more of it so that we can address the issue of people's pocketbook. The President is very concerned about the price right now because, of course, 70% of inflation is because of the price of fuel.
Mr. Chairman, let me just point out that in spite of what we've just heard from the Secretary, this administration has been actively discouraging and browbeating lending institutions to not loan money for this sort of things because they say, no, gas is going to be gone in 10 years, so go invest in a 30-year project. We've had John Kerry on behalf of the administration going out and attacking lending institutions. So then we have the FERC in here who are preventing pipelines from being built to move energy. So it's very hard to produce energy when this administration has continued to put their finger down against it. I just want to move on to uranium sanctions. As we've discussed on the phone, we need to stop funding Russia's war in Ukraine. It's been reported that even Germany, which depends on Russian energy, is backing a European Union ban on Russian uranium. President Biden can ban U.S. imports of Russian uranium today. Will President Biden ban imports of Russian uranium?
I'll let the president make that statement, but I can say that this is a point on which I think we have a lot of agreement, which is we should not be sending any money to Russia for any American energy or for any other reason. You are aware, I think, but we discussed this a little bit on the phone, that we have stood up inside of DOE under Dr. Huff a Tiger team to develop a full uranium strategy. We want to make sure, for example, that we are able to supply both HALEU as well as low-enriched uranium to our civilian nuclear fleet. And if we move away from Russia right away, we want to make sure we have the ability to continue to keep the fleet afloat. So they're developing a full-on uranium strategy that's going through the interagency process, and we look forward to briefing you on that.
And Mr. Chairman, in a sense of bipartisanship, I'm looking forward to voting to confirm
Thank you for
Dr.
that.
Huff
Thank you
today,
to this committee.
and I would encourage all of the members of this committee to vote also in the affirmative, and I'm looking forward to speaking on behalf of her nomination today because I think she's terrific and is going to be a very welcome addition. Thank you.
That's great. Thank you.